Hello everyone, I'm Jay and this is the Camden Stitch. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Camden Stitch. Thank you for joining me today. I thought we could do a little what's in my sewing box vlog. It isn't a sewing plans, it is all the things that I've planned to make and are sitting in a queue waiting. They may or may not get done before the next vlog. Let's see. This is the box. Some of the stuff in this box is stuff from my trip to Abercan when I went to the massive Abercan in Mostyn back in March. And I just haven't got around to making it yet. I did mention in one of my other vlogs that the whole issue with fitting a bodice block has been a bit of a stumbling block for me. I think the thing is with my sewing is I thought I was making real progress. Started sewing last year, learnt to sew in the summer, then it got to autumn winter and I made loads of stuff in knits and I thought I was doing brilliant. Get back to summer and I think that I'm more advanced and I'm trying to sew stuff in wovens and I'm realising actually fitting wovens is harder than I thought it would be. So the first thing that I wanted to make was actually an adaptation of the Megan dress, my nemesis, and I bought this polycotton from I thought it was Betsy Floof but it's not, it's thread. I bought this polycotton from a shop on eBay called One Stop Fabrics and I really recommend it because it's the cheapest poplin you can get on eBay and it's really nice quality and they do I think 50 odd colours and they also do crepe. I haven't had the crepe. I'm not sure if they do viscose but they do velvet. Anyway, a lot of fabrics, just plain fabrics in a lot of colours and I think for things like linings and stuff they're really good. So I got this blue lace on Walthamstow Market and although it is a bit kind of cheap and cheerful, I just absolutely adore the colour of it, that real powder, like vintagey powder blue. And I'd got a plan for a Megan dress bodice with a gathered skirt at the Empire waist and I thought this would look lovely and I was going to make a Peter Pan collar for it with this rickrack around the Peter Pan collar. And I've got great plans and my Megan dress fitting's been an absolute nightmare and since then I've just really struggled to get an ordinary darted bodice block to fit me properly and until I do that I can't get on with any of these makes that I've got, so I'm getting really frustrated. But if you watch my Sew What's New video then you'll see that my pattern cutting class is going quite well and I'll be able to hopefully draft my own bodice block soon. So then this will finally get made, so that's the plan for that. Next up is this pattern which is on my Make 9. I have wanted to make this for ages. I love both views but I think I'm going to make the view with the sleeves and my plan is to make it up in this blue, royal blue gingham polycotton which is just so cheap and cheerful. And I often buy polycottons for my toiles because the way I see it is if you're going to try and make a wearable toile it needs to be something that's cheap but it also needs to be something that you actually would like and would wear if it goes right. And I just really like them because you can get hold of this for £2 a metre and I mean I love gingham anyway so it's kind of a win-win for me, but I just bought a load of cheap polycotton which was I think about £2.25 a metre for toiles and yeah I think it's a really nice way of trying out, especially for summer dresses. So that's that. So that's going to be my toile fabric and if it works out okay size wise, I mean actually it's a size 12 which is pretty accurate for me, vintage size 12. It says bust 34 which my bust is 35 but hopefully it will fit okay. I notice it's got neckline darts which is good for whatever weird happens at my shoulders. So the actual fabric that I want to make it up in is this gorgeous egg yolk print that I got from Abercan. I can't wait to use this. I think it's so pretty. Next up we have got a pretty similar dress. I swear these drafters, it's almost the same dress. In fact This one's 1975, this one's 76, so they totally ripped off the pattern for the next year. But you can see it's got a few slightly different features. So this has got little tiny little puffed sort of roughly capped sleeves and a frill on the bottom, and I just think that that is a really gorgeous dress. So I probably would be making that view of it. One thing I really love about these types of patterns is that you can use toning, contrasting colours, so you can get quite a lot of interest in one pattern. Obviously I do like my embellishments and stuff, but so my fabric for this, it's slightly out there, but bear with. I got this on eBay a while back. A woman was selling it and she said it was cotton, and it was I don't know, a £5 for 2 meters, and I thought that sounds like a good bargain. And when it was delivered, it unfortunately is poly cotton, and I told her, and I mean, if you don't sew, then it's an easy mistake to make. The woman genuinely thought, she obviously looked at it and thought, well, that's cotton. But unfortunately it is poly cotton, but never mind, it's still very nice. But I've only got 2 meters of it, and gingham tends to be quite narrow, with like, it's usually 110 wide. So I have bought this one and this one, and I think together they make quite a sunny combination. So what I was thinking of was kind of using these 3 colours to colour block, maybe making the skirt out of that and the bodice out of this, and then the sleeves out of that, and then maybe some patch pockets from the orange. Maybe that's madness, maybe I won't do that. Right, we'll see. Now I bought this fabric, it's the cutest fabric from Sew Me Sunshine, and I never normally spend this much on fabric, but lovely Meg, Pigeon Wishes, posted it on Instagram and I really loved it, and I'm afraid I did that kind of sheep-like thing where you buy the same thing as your friend, and so we've both agreed that we will make something out of this quite soon. Don't know when. Haven't decided what to make with it yet, but I'm thinking of maybe a sort of smock dress like this one, something with a inset piece at the front. Anyway, maybe something like this. And if you have any other ideas about what would look nice with that, then let me know. I have got a bit of that left over, and I thought I might use that for the facings or trim, because I think it looks quite, it sort of complements it quite well. One idea that I did have for this is a dress that somebody sent me as part of the Great Big Pattern Swap, which is on at the moment, and I've wanted it for ages, and it's called I think it might be called the Tara, but it's called the Tara button back dress, I think. And I've been looking everywhere for it, and it transpires that the reason I've not been able to find it is because it was actually one of those that was released in the magazine, and you can download the pattern pieces, stick them together, and then the instructions are in the magazine. And I really like it. You'll be able to see it's got that empire waist that I'm fond of, and then I think the buttons on the back are just such a really cute feature. So that might be a contender for that. Let me know what you think. These are all vintage patterns, by the way. It's not intentional, it's just the way that I think maybe because it's summer and I want to make sort of sundresses and stuff. I have got a McCall shirt pattern that's just come out that I really want to make, but for the moment, yeah, these are kind of the ones on that are next up in the sewing queue. So this, I can't remember if this is on my Make 9 or not, but I really love this view here. But is it weird when you've got a polo neck and short sleeves? I don't know whether that works, because it's a bit kind of which season do you wear it in. But I really like that, and I would really like to make it in this cotton here, because it's quite a structured shape, and I thought it would look good in quite a structured cotton. I'm going to make a toile of it first off, and I thought I'd use this pretty horrendous polyester fabric, that I've got kicking about that I bought. You know when you buy fabric and then when it comes you're just like, I'm never going to wear that. So I might use that to toile it. And finally, in my sewing box, I have got this pattern, which I've wanted to make for ages. Look at that. I like the pink one. I like those little sets of buttons. I'm a real sucker for anything with a scalloped edge, and I really love this one. And I'm going to toile it in this pink bed sheet that I've had for ages. It's a vintage bed sheet, and I think that'll look really lovely. And I don't know what I will make it up in, if it works out okay. I've got absolutely loads of this. I mean, that's a really cheap way of buying quite a lot of cotton, nice floral cotton. I can't remember how much that was, but I search them out on eBay sometimes. So that is what's on my sewing table at the moment. Have a think about what you think this sort of fabric would look nice in, and let me know in my downstairs. That's all from me today. I shall see you soon. Bye.